All right, everybody. So I've had my Rad Rover now for about a year. It's time to upgrade some tires. So I never really go off-road. I strictly do pavement and streets. So I've decided to go to this V tire Speedster 26 by 3.5. I am going to line it with my Tuffy liners. I'm also going to be putting some green slime in, of course, up and running, and then I'm going to show you my stock tires and show you a little bit of the difference here. It's pretty horrible. So you see here, pretty worn out. And see, I'll show you some of the punctures that the Tuffy liners have saved me on. Right, there's one. Almost all the way through, I think, which is right there. And then we have another one right there. Sorry, excuse me. Right there. I'm installing the Tuffy liners. I don't know if this is good or not, but it works for me. Is I use a pot or a bucket, but the pot holds everything in place. I don't have to leave it on the sprocket or on the motor itself or on the brake pad. Everything's kind of nice and safe. The tension on the spokes is good, so seems to be working fine. The bead's already broken, you can see. No slime inside, which is nice. Which means I didn't have any holes that got through to the inner tube. So this is good. So that's something I do. No marks. I mean, no holes, which is great. But it seems to be working just fine. Check out the tire. But this one works out great. You just basically have to spin it. It comes right off. And then I'm gonna put these in the V tire Speedsters and see what she looks like. Stay tuned. All right, so right off the bat, I can tell, man, significantly, well, not significantly, but let's see what it looks like pumped up. But man, it looks a lot smaller, that's for sure. Let's see if I can put another one on here as soon as I put it on and inflate it. But we're gonna put the Tuffy liner in now. Basically what I found is you put that bottom bead in. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed since I'm holding the phone, but you're basically gonna take it, and it's kind of working out good right now because the Tuffy liner itself is already curved to the other tire that was already in there, and I'm just gonna tuck her in like so. You're not gonna cut the Tuffy liner, don't forget, it is gonna overlap. So I've got it in. I'm kind of just tucking it in at this point. Got the Tuffy in. Let's spin this so you can see it. So here's that overlap I was talking about. Well, maybe not 10 to 12 inches, but it's definitely there. So you want to basically put that in first. All the air's out of the tube. The tube's been inspected, no holes. We're good to go. So a year worth of riding, and we're basically, it's just a simple mongoose. 26 by 4-inch tire tube. We'll see what happens. All right, we've got them in. Just gotta blow them up now. So you can see a little bit of a difference, a little bit more streamlined. Not too crazy. But we're gonna put the valve back in and give her some air and see how we can go. All right, so one of the cool things I've always wanted to try, and luckily I haven't had to use it, my pump broke. So just to get her started before I go to the store and get some air in it, I think I'm just gonna set the tube and make sure the bead's good by using a CO2 cartridge. So let's see what happens. Put this in. This is really small. That might take 2 cartridges to pump up the tire, but let's see what happens. About this. You gotta hold that stem, so stand by. All right, so you can see one CO2 cartridge bumped it up enough, but not enough to where I would be able to drive home safely. So I always carry 2 of those CO2 cartridges with me in a bike repair kit. Thankfully, I've never had to use it, and hopefully I never will. But man, tire looks good. Tire looks pretty amazing. All right, looks pretty nice. All right, we'll see. So before I lose my light, look at that. Pretty fantastic. So it is significantly smaller. And check this out. Inflate to 36 psi. So these are the Speedster 26 by 35. 72 DPI. It's funny because the stock ones are supposed to be 30 TPI casing, but those went out pretty fast. They didn't really last that long. They seemed a little thin. The tread casing means to be a little bit closer, so I'm thinking hopefully that things will be a little bit more resistant to the road. But I'm very happy with how they turned out. Let's put them on the bike and let's go for a ride. All right, so the tires are on. They look pretty good. I've noticed that very fast. I read top speed super quick. You're extremely quiet. There's a little bit of a kind of like an understeer or oversteer when they first put on, but other than that, the tires are great. You can see they're not as thick, but they run really smooth, and I'm very happy with them. So thumbs up for me. I rode them to work today and super fast. I am getting a little bit of a difference I've noticed on my battery today going to work. Getting to speed, like I said, with the pedal assist, and I'm a bigger guy, so it's a little easier for me to get there. Oh, and this is cool. So I do a lot of temporary I live close to a college, so I do Postmates deliveries, and this thing is fantastic. So it's just a little clip-on, just the MDX, and this comes on and off. And other than that, and I do have the cool X grip, so it's pretty great. I love it. Tires are thumbs up.